Good morning, students. Today we revise the surface tension topic. So, what is surface tension is the free surface of a liquid behaves like a stretched elastic membrane, and this property is called surface tension. Okay, that means the free surface of the liquid behaves like a stretched elastic membrane, but it does not obey Hooke's law. It behaves like a elastic membrane, but it does not obey Hooke's law. Okay, and surface tension is defined as the force acting per unit length on the tangent drawn on the free surface perpendicular. Suppose if this is the free surface of the liquid, if we draw an imaginary line on this free surface tangential to this free surface, an imaginary line tangential to this free surface, then the force acting per unit length along this line perpendicular to this line is surface tension. So, surface tension is the force acting per unit length on an imaginary line drawn normal to the free surface of the liquid acting at right angle to that particular line. Okay. So, surface tension T is defined as force per unit length L, F by L. Okay, its unit is so T is equal to F by L. So, Newton per meter or dyne per centimeter. So, as we know this. And next, now the force required to lift a wire of length L from the free surface of the liquid is given by F is equal to 2L into T. You have to remember all these formulae by solving the problems. Okay. Force required to lift a wire from the free surface of the liquid of length L is given by F is equal to 2L into T. Similarly, a rectangular plate of length L and breadth B, then the force required to lift this rectangular plate of length L and breadth B is given by F is equal to 2T into L plus B. Okay. Similarly, for a circular one, that means force required to lift a circular plate from this free surface of the liquid is given by F is equal to T into 2 pi R. Okay. Similarly, to lift a circular ring, force required is T into 2 pi R1 minus R2, where R1 and R2 are the internal and outer radii of the ring. Okay. And surface energy and surface tension are related by surface energy is equal to R, work done is equal to surface tension into area. Okay. Or surface energy means energy per unit area is equal to surface tension. Okay. So, surface energy is numerically equal to surface tension. You have to remember this one also. Surface energy is numerically equal to surface tension. And work done is related by this, work done and surface tension are related by this relation, W is equal to T into A. And the phenomena of surface tension is explained on molecular theory, on the basis of molecular theory. And in surface tension, we come across two types of forces, cohesive forces and adhesive forces. As you know, cohesive forces means force between the molecules of same type are called cohesive forces. molecule force of attraction between molecules of two different types of molecules is called adhesive force. And next one, now the work done and surface area related by this relation W is equal to T into A. Okay. Now while solving the problems, suppose if 1 minute. Now another phenomena, angle of contact. Now when we take a liquid in a glass container, the surface of the liquid is not perpendicular to this glass surface. That means here at the edges it will be curved like this. So this angle of contact, that means if we draw a tangent to this curved surface at this inside this liquid like this, then the angle between this tangent and the solid surface inside the liquid, that means this is the solid surface inside the liquid. So the angle between these two is called angle of contact. Okay. If the angle of contact is less than 90, then we will get a concave meniscus like this. If the angle of contact is greater than 90, we get a meniscus like this. Okay. In this case, we have to draw a tangent like this, and the solid surface inside the liquid is this one. So the angle, this is the angle theta. So this is angle of contact. So the angle of contact theta for pure water is 0. For ordinary water is approximately 3 to 5 degree. Whereas in this case, that means whose angle of contact is greater than 90. This is the case of mercury, whose angle of contact is approximately 138 degree. Okay. Now the next property is capillarity. Capillary means a long cylindrical tube with a spine bore of radius order 0.05 millimeter or 0.5 millimeter order. That means capil means hair-like. So a small radius of this bore is about the hair, our hair. So when such a capillary tube is dipped in a liquid, the liquid level rises inside this capillary tube or falls inside this capillary tube. The rise or fall of liquid in a capillary tube when it is dipped vertically in a liquid is called capillarity. For liquids whose angle of contact is less than 90, there will be a rise, and for angle of liquids whose angle of contact is greater than 90, for which there is a fall of liquid level inside this capillary tube. And this rise is due to the cohesive forces is less than adhesive force, whereas in this case cohesive forces are stronger than the adhesive force. Okay. So this is the capillarity, and the capillary rise H is given by surface tension of the liquid can be determined by capillary rise method by this formula HR dg by 2 cos theta. where R is the radius of the bore of the capillary tube, D is the density of the liquid, and height is the height rise or height fall, and theta is the angle of contact. That means for water, the level rises inside the capillary tube. For mercury, the level falls inside the mercury, inside the capillary tube. Okay. Now, when these phenomena, the capillary, due to this capillary tube only, the water is absorbed by the towel, and the kerosene rises to the kerosene lamp through the wick of the kerosene lamp, and also in case of candles also. And due to destroy the capillarities, the land is plowed. Okay, these are the consequences or illustrations of this capillarity. And you have to remember another formula is the excess pressure inside the liquid drop and inside the bubble. Excess pressure inside a drop is given by P is equal to 2T by R, where R is the radius of the drop, where inside a bubble the excess pressure is given by 4T by R. Here R is the radius of the bubble. Okay, you have to remember these two formula also. Okay, and another one is small drops of radius R, small water drops of radius, each of radius R, combine to form a big drop of radius R. Then the rise in temperature is given by 3T by JDS into 1 by R minus 1 by R. Okay, where T is the surface tension of the liquid and J is the mechanical equivalent of heat, and this is density of the liquid, and S is the specific heat. So you have to remember this formula also. And next another formula you have to remember is two liquid drops of radius R1 and R2 combine to form a big drop of radius capital R or small r. Then that radius is given by cubed root of R1 square plus R2 square. And if this is case of drop, in the case of bubbles of radius R1 and R2, to combine to form a bubble of radius R, then the radius of the big bubble is given by R1 square plus R2 square. Okay. If two bubbles combine, touch each other just like this, then the radius of curvature of this contact surface is given by R1 and R2. R1 R2 by R1 minus R2. So you have to remember this formula directly. Yes, now we solve some numerical on surface tension. based on these relations. Now the first one we see from the our material only, page number 227. Now the first one, the 43 to page number 227 and 43 we are solving. The length of a rubber cord floating on water is 5 centimeter. The force needed to pull the cord out of water is, if the surface tension of water is 72 10 to the power minus 4. The simple one, we are starting with simple one. Okay. Given the problem is the length of the rubber cord floating on water is 5 centimeter. So given length is 5 centimeter and surface tension of the liquid is 7.2 10 to the power minus 4 Newton per meter. This is given. So the force required to pull this wire of length L is given by F is equal to 2L into T. So simply this one, but here it is in Newton per meter, it is in centimeter. So it is 5 into 10 power minus 2 meter. So now that is 2 into 5 into 10 power minus 2, 7.2 into 10 to the power minus 4. And that is 10 minus 1, 7.2 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. Now the 44th one. Calculate the force required to separate the glass plates of area 10 to the power minus 2 meter square with a film of water 0.05 millimeter thickness between them, given the surface tension of water is 70 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter. Okay, once again. The calculate the force required to separate the glass plates of area 10 to the power minus 2 meter square with a film of water thickness between 0.05 millimeter thickness between them, the surface tension of the water. So given the surface tension of the liquid water is 70 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter, and area of the plate is given as 10 to the power minus 2 meter square, and thickness T of the surface is given as, film is given as 0.05 millimeter. That is 0. Here it is in Newton per meter. So 0.05 10 power minus 3 meter. Now the force required to separate these two plates. That means two plates are connected by this film of liquid surface tension T, this one. So the force required is given by 2TA by thickness T. Now from this we have to calculate 270 10 power minus 3 into 10 power minus 2 by 0.05 into 10 power minus 3. So these two will get cancelled. That is 140 into 10 power minus 2, 5 into 10 power minus 2. This also gets cancelled. (28) Newton. Similar type, another one, 47. A drop of liquid pressed between two glass plates spreads into a circle of diameter 10 centimeter. Thickness of the liquid film 0.5 millimeter and surface tension of the liquid is given. The force required to pull them apart. Similar one. A drop of liquid is pressed between two glass plates, spreads into a circle of diameter 10 centimeter. Thickness of the liquid film is 0.5 millimeter. Surface tension is given. Then the force required to pull them apart is the similar one only, but here a small change. That here given that the surface tension of the liquid is 70 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter, and the diameter of the circular film, D's diameter is given as diameter of circular film is given as 10 centimeter, implies radius of the film is 5 centimeter, that is 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. And next one, the thickness of the film is given as T 0.5 millimeter, that is 0.5 10 power minus 3 meter, that is 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. Now the similar one. Now the area of the actual formula is force required is 2T area by thickness. So here radius is given 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So area of the film is given, it is circular film, means area is pi r square. So we can substitute here 2 into 70 10 to the power minus 3 pi r square, that is pi 25 10 power minus 4 by 5 into 10 to the power minus 4. Now these two will get cancelled, this also will get cancelled, 5, that is 10, that is 7 into 10 power minus 1 into 22 by 7, the 7 also gets cancelled, 2.2 Newton. Now 48. A work of 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule is required to be done in increasing the size of a soap film from 10 into 6 centimeter square to 10 into 11 centimeter square. Then the surface tension of the film is, okay, here the work is to be done in increasing the size of the soap film is given as W is equal to 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule, and initial area is A1 is 10 into 6 centimeter square, final area is 10 into 11 centimeter square. This is given. Now you have to find the surface tension of the liquid. Now we have the relation is the work done is given by surface tension into increase in area, or we can write T into delta A. From this we can write, but here it is in centimeter square. So, you have to convert it into meter squares, that is 60, or we can write like this also. Centimeter square is 10 into 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. Here it is also 10 into 11, 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. Now substituting on that, so W is equal to T into delta A, that is 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 is equal to T into, here 10 is common term, 10 into 11 minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 4. So you can cancel out this. T into 11 minus 6 is 550, here it is 6, T equal to 6 by 50. One minute. That is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 1. Newton per meter. Now the next one, 49. The work done in increasing the radius of soap bubble from 4 centimeter to 5 centimeter is, given the surface tension of the soap water is 25 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay. The work we have to calculate work done in increasing the radius of soap bubble from 4 centimeter to 5 centimeter in joule is given. Now given the surface tension of the liquid is T is equal to 25 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter. This is given. And initial radius R1 is 4 centimeter. Final radius R2 is 5 centimeter. That is 4 into 10 power minus 2 meter, 5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. Now, the work done is equal to change in surface area. Actually, soap bubble will have two surfaces. So, the surface area of the spherical surface is 4 pi r square. So, as soap bubble will have two surfaces, we have to take it as area of the surface bubble is 8 pi r square. So, we can write here it as 2 into 8 pi r2 square minus r1 square. That is, this is the increase in surface area. So, this is 25 10 power minus 3 8 pi into this one 25 minus 16 into 10 to the power minus 4. I am writing directly. 25 10 power minus 4, 16 minus 25. This is 25 into 8 is 200 into 10 power minus 3 into pi. Here 25 minus 16 is 9 into 10 to the power minus 4. So you can cancel out this minus 1. So 2 into 1 18 into 3.14 into 10 to the power minus 5. This is approximately 54 into 10 power minus 5. So we can approximately write it as 56.5 10 power minus 3. Sorry, 54 0.565 10 power minus 3. And next one 50. A mercury drop of radius 1 centimeter is sprayed into 10 to the power 6 drops of equal size. The energy expended in joules. Okay, when a big drop is splits into equal drops of n number of equal drops, then the energy is given by W is equal to T into 4 pi r square into n to the power 1 by 3 minus 1. This is the formula. Suppose if small drops combine to form a big drop, in that case we have the relation F in the case of drops T into 4 pi r square into n minus n to the power 2 by 3. You have to remember these two. This is when a big drop splits into small drops. This is small drops combine to form a big drop. This is case of drops. For the case of bubbles, we have to multiply, we have to take it as 8 pi r square and here also 8 pi r square. That is the difference. So you have to remember this difference. Okay. Now in this case, a drop of radius 1 centimeter is sprayed into 10 to the power 6 drops. That means here the number of drops is 10 to the power 6 and each drop radius is 1 centimeter. Sorry, big drop radius is 1 centimeter and surface tension of the liquid mercury is given as 460 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter. Okay. Now W is equal to T into 4 pi r square into n power 1 by 3 minus 1. So substituting all these in this equation, 460 10 power minus 3 4 pi r square means this one is 10 power minus 2 meter. So 10 to the power minus 2 whole square means 10 to the power minus 4, and here it is 10 to the power 6 whole power 1 by 3 minus 1, that is 10 to the power this becomes 10 square minus 1, 99. So 460, 10 power minus 3, 4 pi, 10 power minus 4 into 99. So you can cancel out these two also. 46, 10 power minus 2, 4, 3.14 into 10 power minus 2, sorry, minus 4. If we consider this, neglect this 1, this becomes 99, 10 square. So we may cancel out these two also. So remaining one is 46 into 4 into 3.14 into 10 to the power minus 4. This is approximately 160. Now the problems based on capillarity. So for capillarity problems you have to remember T is equal to HR dG by 2. Basically most of the problems will be given on this formula only. For sometimes they may ask the cos theta also. Okay. Now this formula. One thing you have to remember regarding this capillarity is, suppose if a capillary tube is dipped in a liquid like this, if H is the height raised, and R is the radius of the capillary tube and density D of liquid of density D and surface tension T, then H is the height raised like this. Suppose if we tilt the capillary tube like this, suppose liquid rises to this level, but this level remains always H. That means vertical height remains same. But if L is the length of the liquid in this column, in this tube, then how we can calculate is L is equal to H by cos alpha. If that means it is tilted with vertical and angle alpha like this, then cos alpha is equal to H by L. So, L is equal to H by cos alpha. You have to remember this one also. Remember that this vertical height remains constant. Now, problems on capillarity. The surface tension of water is 70 into 10 to the power minus 61. The surface tension of water is 70 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter square, and G is 10 meter per second. When a capillary tube of radius 0.5 millimeter is dipped in water, the length of the liquid column due to rise of the liquid in the capillary tube is. Here in this problem, T is given as 70, 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter, and G taken as 10, and the radius of the capillary tube is 0.5 millimeter, that is 0.5 10 to the power minus 3. And you have to calculate H. So, the formula is T is equal to HR dg by 2, means H equal to 2T by R dg. And density of liquid, density of given it is water. So, density of water is 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube. So, substituting all this 70, 10 power minus 3 into 2 divided by radius is this one, that is 5 into 10 to the power minus 4, density 10 cube and G 10. That is 14 by 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is 2.8 centimeter. Next 62. When a capillary tubes A and B are immersed in water, heights of water column are found to be in the ratio 2:3, then the ratio of radii of the tubes. So, one thing you have to remember while solving this capillary tube problems. So, here HR dg by 2 is equal to T. If liquid is not changed, that means if the surface liquid is not changed, but we change the radius of the capillary bore, then automatically this H also changes. So, in that case we have to take HR is equal to constant. Okay. Suppose if we take same radius, but if we change the liquid, density of the liquid, then automatically the surface tension also changes. Okay, in that case, we have to change. Okay. Now the problem is when two capillary tubes A and B immersed in water, heights of water columns are found to be in the ratio 2:3. That means H1 is to H2 is equal to 2:3. Then the ratio of radii of the tubes. That means in the same liquid means density is same and same place. So you have to find radii R1 is to R2. We have the same formula. T equal to HR dg by 2. So when the liquid is not, liquid is same, T is constant, D is constant, G is constant. So HR is constant. So H1 R1 is equal to H2 R2. From this H1 by H2 is equal to R1, R2 by R1. So R1 by R2 is H2 is to H1, that is 3 is to 2. Now the 67th one. Sorry, 65. Capillary tubes of diameter 1.52 millimeter are dipped vertically in same liquid. The capillary ascents of the liquids in the tubes will be in the ratio, the same similar one. So, inverse. So H1 is to H. So I have to write like this: H1 R1 equal to H2 R2, that equal to H3 R3. Or we can write like this also. HR is equal to constant, or radius or diameter, whatever it is. So HD is also constant. So H is proportional to 1 by D. So our D is proportional to 1 by H, implies D1 is to D2 is to D3 is equal to 1 by H1 is to 1 by H2 is to 1 by H3. So from this, here what we have tried to find the assets. So we have to calculate H1s. So H1 is to H2 is to H3 is equal to 1 by D1 is to 1 by D2 is to 1 by D3. Given d1, d2, d3 are 1 by 1, 1 by 3 by 2, 1 by 2. That is 1 is to 2 by 3 is to 2. So multiplying with 3 we will get 3 is to 6 is to 6. Sorry. Multiplying with to 1 by 2. Okay, sorry. Now multiplying with 6. 6 is to 4 is to 3. This is the ratio. Now the 67th one. Water rises to a height h1 in a capillary tube in a stationary lift. If the lift moves upward with a uniform acceleration, it rises to a height h2. Then the acceleration of the lift is, okay, so h is equal to, you have the formula 2t by rdg, you have this relation. Okay. If the liquid surface tension is same, density is same, and radius of the bore is also same, but here this one is moving in a lift. That means for a moving lift, given that h1, this is in stationary lift, h1 is 2t by rdg. In the moving lift upward moving lift, the height is h2, and that is equal to 2t by rd into, for a moving lift, g, acceleration due to gravity can be written as g plus a. If it moves with an uniform acceleration a, then we have to write like this. Now from these two, we can, if you take h1 by h2, we can cancel out 2t and rd also. So h1 by h2 is equal to g by g plus a. This implies h1 into g plus a is equal to h2 into g. Now you are writing this, h1g plus h1a is equal to h2g. So h1a is equal to h2g minus h1g. So a is equal to h2 minus h1 into g by h1. Similarly, if the lift moves downwards with an acceleration a, in that case we have to write g minus a here. Now you take this 69. When a capillary tube is lowered into water, the mass of water raised above the outside level is 5 gram. If the radius of the tube is doubled, the mass of water that rises in the tube above the outside level. Okay, you see, when a capillary tube like this, when a capillary tube is dipped in water like this, the mass of water rises above the outside level. That means, suppose if water rises to this level, then mass of the liquid in this column, that means from this above outside surface to this surface, this is given as 5 gram. Mass of the liquid is 5 gram. If the radius of the bore is doubled, then you have to find the mass M2 when it is R1, when R2. When R2 is equal to double the R1. What is the problem? Okay, how we can solve this? Actually, when a capillary tube is dipped in a liquid, the liquid rises up to a level for which the force due to the surface tension is balanced by the weight of the liquid column downwards. That means it rises means some upward force, that is force due to surface tension, but the downward force acting on it is weight. So, mg is equal to 2 pi RT cos theta. Actually, this is the balancing in equilibrium condition. Okay. So, given that this mass is 5 gram and the radius is that means from this relation we can write mass is proportional to radius. So, m1 by m2 is equal to r1 by r2. Okay. Now, if radius is doubled means here this one. So, 5 by m2 is equal to r1 by 2r1, implies m2 is equal to 2 into 5, 10 grams. Now, this 77, water rises to a height of 10 centimeter in a capillary tube of mercury in a capillary tube, and mercury falls to a depth 10 to the 3.5 centimeter in the same capillary tube. If the density of mercury is 13.6 and the angle of contact is 135 degree and density of water is 1 gram per cc, angle of contact is 0, then the ratio of surface tensions of the two liquids is. So, it is given to compare. So, for water it is given H is equal to 10 centimeter, density is 1 gram per cc, and radius R1, assume that R1, and G is same, and theta is 0 degree implies cos theta is 1 for this water. For mercury, the depth is given as minus 3.5 centimeter and density is 13.6 gram per cc, and radius is same, G is also same, cos theta is given as 135 and cos theta is equal to minus 0.7, that is given. So, now compare the ratio of surface tensions, that is TW and T mercury. So, TW by T mercury is equal to HR dG by 2 cos theta into 2 cos theta by HR dG. So, So here the H1 R1 D1, H2 R2 D2, you can say, assume like this. Now substituting all these one, G will get cancelled. So 10, radius is same, density is 1 divided by 1 into 2 into 0.7 by minus 0.7 by minus 3.5 into density of the is 13.6. So approximately 5 times 1 and 5, minus will get cancelled, 5 will 2, 2 into 2 4, 4 divided by 13.6, that is 1 divided by 6.8. Or approximately we can write it as 1:7. One minute. So here no need to write this 2. Okay, 2 will also get cancelled. You see this 93 problem. A soap bubble of radius 3 coalesced with another bubble of radius 4 under isothermal condition. So given, then the resultant bubble, radius of the resultant bubble 3 centimeter and R2 is 4 centimeter. Coalescent means combine. So that in that case we have this formula R1 square plus R2 square. So you can have 3 square plus 4 square, that is 5 centimeter. Yeah, next one.